Coming up on this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we take a look at the new playground at North Falmouth Elementary School, stop by the Falmouth Family Emergency Preparedness and Fire Prevention Fair, take a trip with Falmouth High School art students to Pennakees Island, and check out all the fun things happening at the Cape Cod Scallop Festival. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm Liz Lerner, the Membership and Outreach Coordinator for FCTV. We'll start this episode with the Falmouth Family Emergency Preparedness and Fire Prevention Fair, which took place recently at the Gus Canty Community Center. We spoke with the event organizer Kim Strom and some of the organizations represented about the goal of this annual event.
This is our 4th annual Emergency Preparedness and Fire Prevention Fair. So the goal today is to provide information to our community members Cape-wide on how to prepare for emergencies, both man-made and natural. And we have a wealth of information here. We also have some free raffle prizes and some free fun and free food.
We're here from Marine Lodge, the Masons, the Masonic Lodge here in Falmouth. And what we are here doing is called child identification. The parents register the child. We do a DNA swab, the inside of the cheek, and a tooth imprint. Then I send them over to the computers where all of the child's information is inputted. We do electronic fingerprinting, take a photograph of the child, then we print all of that out for the parents to proof. If it's correct, we burn it onto a CD and everything goes with the parent. We don't keep a thing. We're here as a service to take care of the children. And that's what the Child ID program is all about.
My name is Dan DiNardo. I'm the Community Emergency Response Team Coordinator for the town of Falmouth. We manage the Emergency Response Organization, which is a complete volunteer organization for Falmouth. Everybody in the organization is trained through the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office in search and rescue and emergency preparedness. And it's a program supported by the Homeland Security and FEMA.
Talking about having a go kit ready to go, getting all of the stuff that you probably already have around the house in a bag so that you could take it with you quickly and wouldn't have to go look for it. So things like having 3 days worth of medication, some money, some dry clothes, some toilet paper, drinking water, basic first aid supplies, and especially something like crayons to occupy your kids.
And in my particular case, we're trying to go ahead and prevent fire emergencies in the home. Kind of themed some of the common items that we would find in the home and that would go ahead and start fires. We have the unattended cooking, different versions of unattended cookings, the pots on the stove and things like that. We move into the issues involving fire extinguishers and when you can use the fire extinguisher. This is a bunch of fires that occurred as a result of oversized light bulbs. The wattage was too high, so we just try to educate people to go ahead and be careful when it comes to the common items in the home. All of them can be hazardous if you're not watching what you're doing.
And FCTV was excited to be there to talk about our role of disseminating information in emergency situations. A longer piece on the fair will be airing on our channel. Keep an eye on FCTV's program schedule at fctv.org for runtimes. Also related to public safety, a new engine entered the Falmouth Fire Department fleet recently. FCTV received a tour of the new engine, number 25.
We have 5 stations throughout the town of Falmouth, and for each of those stations, it's a large area that we cover, 44 square miles. And we have 5 fire engines, and we used to have 1 reserve piece. Last year we lost the 2 engines, and we ended up getting a used fire engine to fill the gap, but we have been waiting for the newer fire engine that we had monies appropriated for, and we were in the process of designing and signing a contract on to have built. And Chief Sullivan requested funds, $675,000 for a new fire engine, and that was appropriated at November's town meeting of 2014. The last time we got new fire engines was in 2009, and we got a pair of engines, which are very similar to this truck as far as the platform is concerned. Since then, the technology has changed a lot. So this is basically the same platform. It's a Pierce Arrow XT chassis, and it's got the same style stainless body on the back and the same style layout with hose beds. For a station to get a new fire engine is pretty exciting for them. They've been working on an older truck for a long time, and this is the first truck in this station, and I would say since '97 was the last time they got a new truck. So the engine for them, it's big improvements in that time span, and a better cab, and the day it pulled in, the crew on duty, they were ready for it, and they were giving it a bath and going through it and learning the new items on the truck and the cab, and learning the new pump. We did upgrade the pump, so they're very excited about the new truck. By adding this new truck out in East Falmouth to give us a third engine with the same capability is going to help us with our safety on the job. It's going to give us a more standard layout between the apparatus so that all the firefighters know where to find things. And we also have increased our capability with foam. We have a Class B foam system on the truck. So all of these improvements that come with time and technology actually just enhance our safety and our ability to do the job. And it's also, we're hoping in the long run, we've done a lot of research into and added some systems on the truck, like galvanized greasing system, a galvanized frame rail. We're trying to have the truck last as long as it did in the past.
Thank you to Michael Sperling for that piece. There's a new playground in town, thanks in large part to the efforts of the North Falmouth Elementary School PTO. FCTV stopped by the grand opening of the playground at the North Falmouth Elementary School to speak to some of the folks involved.
Welcome to the first official evening of our brand new playground at North Falmouth Elementary School. I really want to give a tremendous thanks to our PTO who did all the fundraising. I thought it would be at least a 2-year effort, but they wouldn't take no for an answer, and it was done in under a year, which is unheard of. So we're really, really appreciative to our hardworking PTO, all of you who donated to the project. We have a representative here from our DPW who is responsible for the installation of our playground, so a big thanks to the DPW. That was a tremendous cost saving to us, and they worked really hard throughout the summer to not only make the playground toys look great, but also the grounds around it, so we have a beautiful outdoor area for our students. And this will be here, we hope, for the next 30 years to serve the kids of North Falmouth. We're excited to have it, and we welcome all of the community to come out and play.
Our existing playground was about 30 years old and could no longer be maintained, so the PTO undertook the task of fundraising to raise the money to get a new playground, and we raised approximately $170,000 starting in the summer of 2015. So it took us just about a year.
This design was created, what you see behind us, with the climbing dome, and then up on the hill behind us is what we used to call the big toys, and there's a climbing structure, slides, and then down the hill we installed a new swing set that has some more accessible swings, and even basket swings that fit more than one child. So they're really updated toys, kind of cutting edge playground material, so it's very, very exciting. The kids love it.
I love the new playground because little toys was like little and there were only a couple things to do. But now that it's bigger, more people will want to play on it. And I'm also glad about big toys because of the new swings. I'm happy that it's a new playground now because that old wooden one was so old.
I like the swings at the other playground at Big Toys, and I really like all the spinning stuff because it's really fun. And the net is like really fun to play on too.
I think it's really fun too, and I really like the dome part.
I think it's really fun too.
I'm going to look forward to recess.
Thank you to FCTV's Anthony Sedera for that piece. The Falmouth Amateur Radio Association celebrated its 85th anniversary on Saturday, September 24th at Peg Noonan Park in downtown Falmouth. FCTV spoke with Brent Putnam, the president of the organization, to find out what it's all about.
Well, my name is Brent Putnam. I am the current president of the Falmouth Amateur Radio Association. We are celebrating our 85th anniversary here. The association was founded in 1931 as the Falmouth Radio Club, and over the years became the Falmouth Amateur Radio Association, and has grown and prospered since then. So 85 years this year. Well, today we have a number of stations set up. This is my own. It's a small portable station. It can actually fit this, and there's a small antenna here. All of this fits into this suitcase, and I've actually taken it on vacation with me to places like Bermuda and Puerto Rico. We have a couple of other stations here. We use voice, we use digital modes. We'll have our computers, and they'll send digital signals that get decoded by a computer on the other end. And of course, there's something known as CW, what we call CW. Most people know of it as Morse code. Not required, but a lot of people still use it. So on a monthly basis, the club meets. We have regular business meetings, and in those meetings we'll also do presentations about various topics. In the next couple of months, we have a technician class, which is the basic level of amateur radio license. So we're offering a class to give the general public the opportunity to get their license. We also are going to be participating and assisting with the Cape Cod Marathon. We have what we call FaraFest. It's called a ham fest. It's basically a flea market where amateurs will gather, sell old radios, buy radios, swap equipment. So we have all of those things coming up just in the next few months.
More information about the Amateur Radio Association can be found at the organization's website at falara.org. It's time now for Three Things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
The Board of Selectmen discussed the impact having the senior center will have on the fields at the high school and their plan for the ongoing project.
Next item is a discussion of the senior center and the next steps we have to take. And the first item I want to raise is that I've heard from some people that they're concerned that we are getting rid of a sports field up at the high school to do this building. And I just want to clarify our commitment all along that the ground does not get started and the ground doesn't get broken on the senior center until a field has been built to replace the field that's being removed and is playable at that time. We then have to decide on what price we want to put forward on the new field. If it is high enough, we won't be able to get the funding for it until May's election.
DPW Director Ray Jack gave his monthly water and wastewater report to the selectmen.
Site work that was completed and is going on now. Gravity mains and laterals in the Mara Vista area, the force mains, have already been completed. We basically only have about 3 streets that are remaining to have gravity mains installed. There are probably about 10 streets that are still going to need the service laterals from the main to the curb, but there's actually only 3 streets remaining that have large-scale construction on them. This was the school down there that needed to be connected, and these 3 streets up here. And then this is where we are now. So the school's already connected and done.
Michael Galasso came to the Board of Selectmen to seek changes to the Megansit Crossing 40B project.
And I'm here this evening to ask you for a modification to a previously approved 40B lip. The modification we're asking for this evening is to allow us to change the use from, which was originally approved, 12 for-sale condominiums to 10 rental units.
I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the request of Megansit Crossing LLC to modify its local initiative program application previously approved by this board on January 25th, 2016 in the manner set forth in its letter dated August 8th of 2016 to Mr. Jim Fox, Local Housing Partnership Committee, and according to the plan submitted therewith dated July 29th, 2016, revised August 9th, 2016, copies attached here too, showing 10 units of rental housing, 3 of which will be restricted as affordable units in perpetuity to individuals with incomes no greater than 80% of the area median income.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out FCTV's website and click on the Government Channel 15 link at fctv.org. Let's now take a look at our calendar segment, a brief look at some of the upcoming local events in the coming weeks. On Sunday, October 9th, from noon to 4 p.m., the Falmouth Museums on the Green will hold the inaugural Falmouth Historic Homes Tour. This walking tour of Falmouth Village will showcase 9 different locations, including private homes, inns, and the historic First Congregational Church of Falmouth. More information can be found on the organization's website, museumsonthegreen.org. On Wednesday, October 26th, from 6:45 to 8 p.m., Ken DaCosta, a seasoned paranormal investigator, will host a spooky walking tour to visit hearths with a haunted history within a half-mile of the library. For more information, visit the library's website at falmouthpubliclibrary.org. The Woods Hole Theater Company presents a special event on October 28th and 29th at 7:30 p.m., Tales and Anecdotes 2, a night of storytelling that will take place at the Woods Hole Community Hall. More information can be found at woodsholetheater.org. And here at FCTV, we welcome new artists for the month of October. Photography by Lisa Jo Rudy and Sarah Cook will be on display at the Mazer Gallery at FCTV through October 27th. The show, which features the mother-daughter duo's award-winning images, are open to the public for viewing during normal business hours, which can be found on our website, fctv.org. We're going to take a quick break to learn about an adoptable dog from Friends of Falmouth Dogs, but when we return, we'll take a trip to an island with Falmouth High School students, visit the Cape Cod Scallop Festival, see which team was named champion of the Cape Codgers Senior Men's Softball League, and more. Stay with us.
Bruno, weighing in at just 12 pounds, is a dachshund with unusual coloring. The black and white piebald is not a color seen at dog shows, but has become very popular. Bruno loves adults, but is not fond of children. We're looking for an adult-only home. He walks well on a leash and keeps a steady pace, but will only need short walks. He enjoys spending time with people and would love a home where someone is around most of the time. Being an older dachshund, he would prefer a home without many stairs. For more information about Bruno, please visit the Friends of Falmouth Dogs website at friendsoffalmouthdogs.org.
Welcome back. More than 50 AP Art and Literature students recently visited Cuttyhunk and Penakees Islands as part of a project on Cape Cod shore bird migration. FCTV's Ryan Weber brings us this piece on the trip.
But we're here to see the creatures migrating through, and the students are taking notes on those things. They're writing about it, they're drawing the landscape, they're painting the landscape, and we're just trying to get them to experience a part of Cape Cod that you wouldn't normally see. I mean, I grew up in Falmouth, but I've never been to Penakees, and unless you get a chance to come out here, you wouldn't necessarily be able to see, this kind of Cape Cod. The FEF has been key in so many of the projects that we've done over the years, and getting the kids outdoors and getting them to look at nature and not at the internet for their sources. Mm-hmm. And that's an important way to learn things and to remember things. And one of the main reasons why we're here on Penakees is because of Louis Agassiz and his whole philosophy of study nature and not books, because that's it's important to actually physically look at something to reflect on it, as opposed to reading about it or hearing about it or seeing it in a picture that you found on Google. It's just that it's not meaningful. It doesn't have any soul.
I drew 2 landscapes because, well, I drew that one right like there because it's 2 were kind of from higher up points, because I like the way that the on both of them the shoreline curved along with the sand. It looked like almost like seas on both of them. It looked pretty cool. And then, the water's really clear today and stuff. So
once you get to Cuttyhunk, I'd say things start getting interesting. Just that Cuttyhunk is pretty interesting, and so is Penakees. They're both really different, I would say.
I chose to write about the one shorebird that I saw because I really wasn't expecting to see anything, since there's not really many shorebirds out here right now. But I did end up seeing one when I was alone on the beach and everyone else had gone back, and I thought it was kind of cool that it was just me and the shorebird walking along the beach together, since no one else had seen it. So I wrote about my isolated event with the shorebird and how I felt about that.
I would have loved to have had this opportunity as a student at Falmouth High School to come out with one of my either art classes or English classes. I hadn't actually come out to the island until I returned from college. Was the first time I came out to Penakees. But I think it's important as these young people are so plugged into technology today and learning technology, to be able to get out into a wildlife sanctuary like this and to really take value of it, whether it's through writing, journaling, or through artwork, but to really be able to carry on the Aldo Leopold land ethic, and that's a lot of what today is for me, is not only the art and the English classes, but making sure that we expand that land ethic to the next generation.
Kids are going to be making a lot of artworks and writings from this, and then they'll be having a number of art shows, and the FEF is also sponsoring. They're going to be entering this work in a competition down Cape, and so part of the grant will pay for us to go down Cape and see the work in the competition. And the Falmouth Education Foundation is so great that they give us money to come up with these ideas, to bring the kids places, to make high school interesting, but also fun. I mean, it is fun to be on an island for the day, and you can't deny that.
No. Thanks again to Ryan for that gorgeous footage. The Cape Cod Scallop Festival is an event which of course features local scallops, but as FCTV's Alan Russell found out, there's a lot more to this 3-day event.
I'm here at the Cape Cod Scallop Fest, where over the next 3 days they're expecting over 15,000 people. And in order to help with this, they have almost 400 volunteers from the community all here to help out. So let's go inside and take a look at what they're doing. So I'm here with Maria Oliva, the president.
CEO of the Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber of Commerce. Long name.
Yeah, and it's a great festival you have going on here this weekend.
Yeah, we do. It's our 47th year, and years ago, 1969, a group of fishermen got together and they wanted to have a cookout, and they wanted scallops as their main entree. So that's how this evolved, and here we are now with thousands and thousands of people coming. We have something for everybody. We've got all kinds of food. If you want something other than scallops and chicken, you can have salad wraps, you can have lobster rolls, you can have clam chowder, you can have all kinds of food.
Everything you would expect to see at a typical fair,
Right.
but as well as all the great seafood that the Cape's known for.
Absolutely, absolutely. We appreciate people coming because this is the Chamber's largest fundraiser. We have to give back to the community, and we run public visitor centers and scholarships and food pantries. So we really have to make this work. But what's good about this is that we have over 400 volunteers who help us man it. We've got the Barnstable County Sheriff's Department that helps set up and break down. So Jim Cummings has been fantastic to us. He really has. And so have the Falmouth town officials working with us. It takes, a year to plan this, and it takes a week to set up the grounds. So we're out here, and now that we're going to have great weather, and we've got a great lineup of entertainment. We've got new children's activities, all brand new. We have about 7 different types of children activities, including the 4-H club. So we have something for everybody with children, and you can be any age. You'll have a great time.
Come on me, this old guitar, an empty bottle of booze.
Before they wrap up here at Scallop Fest, I'm going to go ahead and grab me some scallops. Back to you, Liz.
Keep an eye on Public Channel 13's program schedule to watch some of the concerts that took place at the festival in their entirety. The Cape Codgers are a senior men's softball league whose regular season runs from June to September. In this next piece, we learn more about the league at their championship game.
This is our 9th season, and we started out with 16 young at heart guys, as I said, 9 years ago, and we have a little over 140 now. We have 7 or 8 teams, and we have 8 sponsors of local businesses here, and we enjoy ourselves. Our mantra is fun and friendship, and we work hard to try to keep that in place among the competition, of the teams. And in the winter, we'll be starting this winter again in our 10th season. February 28th, down at the Rec Center, we have winter warm-up every Tuesday night from 5 to 6:45. So what it entails is just getting in shape, stretching. We have CPR instructions, batting clinic, and the new recruits usually come to those. It's an opportunity for people with boyhood attitudes that's stuck in their aging body, to come down and have some fun, get in shape, and it's a good community thing. And probably the most terrific thing about it is the camaraderie that all the guys have. It's just 99 9/10% of them, like everybody enjoys each other's company. As I said, there's a lot of friendships, and as I said, and things that have developed from this, and so that's about it. So if you're interested, maybe 54 so don't forget we have a website, capecodgers.com, and all the information, anything you need to know about us is there.
Congratulations to Team E, Liam McGuires, for winning the championship. And thank you to FCTV's Alan Russell for that piece. The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod opened a new location on Worcester Court in town and celebrated with 4 full days of community activities. FCTV stopped by to check out the family-friendly events.
Yesterday we had our ribbon cutting, great turnout. The rain held off for us, which was nice. As you can see out here, every afternoon we're doing just a hot dog cookout, offering free food to passersby or clients or prospects. People, yesterday was the first day for that. Thursday from 4 to 5, the Sheriff's Department is doing a canine demonstration. Again, another family event, very interesting topic.
It's a good way for the public to get a sense of exactly what our canine services are available. They're available to all 15 towns on the Cape, and they get used quite frequently. I think they're up over 600 calls a year. We have 2 types of dog, search and rescue type dogs, as well as narcotics detection dogs.
Hey, you bad guy, get over here. Get over here, I want to talk to you. No, I don't want to come over. Get over here, a little bit closer. I want to go over and stand with you. Come over here. Come to me. No. Stop or I'll send the dog. No. Fast. Good boy, stop fighting the dog. Stop fighting the dog. Good boy, that's fine.
We just opened this office on Worcester Court in June. We're very excited about the location. We'll be even more excited when all the construction is over. But it's a great location. You're close to downtown. There's several ways to get in and out of here. And we're right behind the brand new CVS as well, so people know where we're at. So it's been great.
Thank you to FCTV's Anthony Sedera for the canine footage from the event. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with a behind-the-scenes look at the impact the popular first day of school Mullen Hall video that we showed you in our last episode had on its students and teachers. Welcome back. Last episode, we featured a music video created by Mullen Hall teachers that reached over 20,000 views on Facebook. This episode, we get a look at the impact it had on the Mullen Hall community.
Well, the first time I heard we were doing a karaoke bus, I really wondered what it was going to be all about. And then when I heard we would be singing our Mullen Hall song and pretending it was the first day of school, it really got me excited to come together with the staff and do something that would get everyone excited, the staff, the community, and the kids.
I think a video of this nature where we have our staff coming together, having a good time together, really bringing some coherence to our motto about working hard and doing well and having fun and persevere. And creating this video as a staff really sends a strong message to students. And I think they saw us having a good time together and that we were celebrating the new year too, and that we were really looking forward to having the kids back in school. Having spoken with a few parents, they absolutely indicated that watching the video was helpful in that bridge in returning to school. So do well, do good is our motto, where we want kids to be working hard. We really have high expectations. And we also want them to do well, do good, and that means being kind to one another, being kind to others in the community. We're emphasizing some service learning activities across the school. So do well, do good covers high expectations academically and also from a social kindness aspect.
Everyone jumped on board because it was something fun to do. We had 57 people crammed onto a bus singing our hearts out, and it was just a good time.
I think you're trying to tell us that you are very happy to see us to come back to school, and you were happy to see us again.
My favorite part was when the guys were getting off the bus and when they did the oh yeah at the end.
Well, first, I think we have a very fun, enthusiastic group at Mullen Hall School. And the idea was awesome. The people who created the idea really got us excited and pumped to do it. And then as we were all creating the video together, it just really, really brought a sense of community to us and a sense of excitement for the first day of school, a sense to be excited to see the kids and for them to see the video and see how excited we were.
Do well, do good, oh yeah! I won't give up, bum, 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 even though I thought I would.
To view the music video in its entirety, check out Mullen Hall's Facebook page. Thank you to FCTV's Ryan Weber for sharing that piece with us. We're always thrilled to see residents use their smartphones to record images around town, and we want your input too. Become a part of Falmouth in Focus and send your photos and videos to liz@fctv.org or use the hashtag MyFalmouth and Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributor who shared images of a good deed for a veteran from a local company. We're going to end this episode with footage from the Dream Cruise car show, which took place in Falmouth on September 24th. Thank you to Alan Russell for that footage, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.